it is going to be a video.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it going to be a split screen with both of us, or?
Yes, it's a split screen with both of us.
Well.
Yes.
Seems weird, like it's cutting off the left side of me.
Yeah, because are you on a phone?
Yeah.
That's why. If you turn the phone the other way, then the screen will be wider. There you go. There you go. Yes, there you are, right. Because anytime you hold it,
Still cutting off the left.
If you hold it this way, then it's going to just give you that elongated. So if you have to the side, if you want that same look. But anyways, yes. Okay. So I can see, there you go. All right, so let's get started, my fabulous people. We are so excited to have Nathalie Jordan with us, and she has a story to share on how the gift. I'm gonna let her kind of share something, but I just want to say she's gonna share us about your wonderful, keep maintaining your wonderful gift, your vajayjay, whatever you want to call it, and she has an amazing story about steam and you have the vaginal steaming. So I'm going to let her begin to share her story, and then we're going to get in some questions and just kind of go from there. So I hope you all are excited. I am very much excited. I've been looking forward to this all week, so I can't wait to hear her amazing story and just the insights and the wisdom that she has to share on this topic. So Nathalie, go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about your story as far as how you got to begin with the vaginal steaming and why.
Right. Okay. Well, hello everyone. Thanks for having me, Mel. Basically, yes, my story began when I turned 38 years old. And basically that was a journey that I didn't know I was going to go down that path. Okay. But basically, yeah, it started at 38, and I basically had conceived, but what happened was the pregnancy had ended early in a blighted ovum. Okay. At the age of 38. So at that point, I was just kind of, seeking. I was questioning everything. I was okay. Questioning, my age, and I was questioning. I said, well, maybe 38, my time is gone. Yes. That's the first thing came to my mind.
Yes, yes,
said,
yes.
My time is gone, and I've delayed doing this so long. I have a daughter already.
Yes.
But I wanted, of course, another one, and I come from a family of 3.
Yes.
I grew up in the 80s. I told the last interviewer, I had a really fun childhood. The only thing I didn't know was that I said I didn't know we were poor. Yeah. We grew up kind of like in a rough, neighborhood and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I had a really great childhood. Okay. And so I want to throw that in. Okay. But okay, so then fast forward back to where we were. Yeah, so my journey began at 38, and then I just started to, I'm trying to remember now because sometimes my memory escapes me, but I believe the first thing that I did was I tried something natural.
Okay.
I know, my grandmother, she used to go in the backyard. She used to, she's from Belize. That's where I was born, raised here. She used to go in the yard. She used to get aloe vera gels and stuff like that. And so, my family, we always try to do holistic things, growing up. I used to drink like honey and lime tea when I had a cold.
Okay.
Cold, familiar with.
Yes.
Right. So I said, let me try something natural. And I know there was this little Jamaican store in my neighborhood, and they sell senna leaves and stuff like that. Go there, let me get, maybe, I know my diet wasn't the best. So I know, of course, if I do something like this will help me in general.
Yes.
So I went there, I got the leaves, made the tea. Nothing happened, and then I mentioned it to a friend of mine. He says, well, why don't you get some of that bark? There's a bark. And she said, oh, I happen to have some in my home.
Yes.
Why don't you try this, And so I tried the bark, and she said, what you do, I researched it, you just drink it with a little bit of wine. Mm-hmm. Nothing that will get you drunk. It's just a little fine.
Yeah.
And I did that, and nothing became of that. So then I said, you know what? Maybe these old remedies don't work anymore.
Right. So you're giving up on nature, because at this point you're trying to, because this is a secondary infertility for you.
Yeah,
right?
second.
This is secondary, and so you're kind of giving up on all the natural methods so far. Okay, all right, continue.
Those were the only two. I was trying to find this doctor in Belize, but he was so hard to get a hold of. So I said, you know what? Let me just try to go to a regular doctor.
Okay.
So went to a regular doctor. They usually start you out on Clomid.
Yes.
That's the first,
form of attack. I
took that. That put my stomach in knots.
Yes.
I said, this is horrible.
Yeah.
There's got to be something better than this, but I didn't know at the time what it was going to be.
Okay.
So I tried that. And then the next step, nothing happened with that. So I went back to the doctor. I says, well, what do I try now?
Yes.
He said, well, Mrs. Jordan, because of your age, you've got to do something more invasive. You got to do IVF. You got to do something more. So I said, well, I can't afford IVF.
Right.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. So then I got to start to research doing clinical trials.
Okay.
I said, maybe I can get a free clinical trial and they could experiment on me, and maybe something I might conceive from doing a clinical trial. So I went online, I researched that, and to my amazement, I was really shocked. They don't really have much trials for people in their late 30s. Late 30s. Yes. Late 30s is considered advanced maternal age, and they only want to experiment on people that are 35 or younger, preferably under 35, because 35 you're already considered old.
Right. Wow. According to modern day standard, you're considered old.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to be realistic. You have less eggs. That's your egg. You have diminishing ovarian reserve.
Okay.
So I mean, there is some real hard facts to what's going on, So so then I couldn't find any trial, and then somehow I was researching somewhere online about this place in Irvine, if I can mention the name. It's called Life IVF in Irvine.
Okay.
I read that every month they give away a free natural fertility treatment every month.
Oh, wow.
Every month, yeah. Okay. And so all you have to do is show up. Yes. You didn't have to or anything. You just show up, I believe. And then they give you a little raffle ticket when you come in.
Yes.
To the room. I went there. The doctor explained the whole thing about fertility and everything before he did a presentation. And then at the end, he had actually a woman, African-American woman. Yes. That had, I think she had won a treatment as well. She won the treatment, and then she came there, and then they helped her, and she was able to have a baby. Okay, all right. They had her come and pull the raffle ticket. Yes. At the end of the presentation. So what the funny story, how it goes, is that I went to the presentation. I got there late. Everybody was there before me. It's a long story. I don't think we have this time to get into it, but got there late. But when something is for you, it's for you. That's right. That's right. I believe in that. I believe in that. I got there late. I sat in the back, and then she did the raffle. She dropped the first. They had like a metal thing that she turned. She dropped the first raffle ticket, and then she turned to them and she's like, "What do I do now? Do I use this? Do I call out this number, or do I do it again?" And they said, "Oh, just spin it again." Yeah. So then she put that one back inside, and then she spun it again, and then the next one she pulled out was my number. What is for you is for you. What are the odds of that happening? Yeah, because it was a room with at least, Mel, I want to say about 30 people, 30 couples.
Okay. So she pulls this ticket now. And
Right.
does she say the number or somebody else say the number? Whatever. The number was your number.
The number was mine.
Great. Okay. So then you begin. You're ready. So now you're ready to sign up for this treatment.
Right. And when I won, I don't think I mentioned this to you.
Yes.
Before I won, I didn't feel. I just felt like it was for me. You know how most people would be excited, jumping up and down. I just felt, I knew I knew she was going to call my number.
Yes.
Go figure. So afterwards, they had a little, hors d'oeuvres, stuff like that, appetizers. And then they came to me to say, congratulations, Mrs. Jordan, that you won.
Yes.
And the treatment is, for you and everything. But we do need you to meet with our financial advisor because it's going to be an additional, compensation for this. So we need you to just meet with them and then, let us know if you want to go forward. So my husband wasn't there with me that day. So I told him that I won and we made an appointment to go back. And so we went back and then I started the treatment with them. I got a loan and then I started the treatment. And then, it was painful. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to going through IVF is painful. And I didn't even go through, the really medicated one.
Right.
So I can't imagine what that one's like, but it was painful. Mm-hmm. And I just knew that there has to be a better way.
Right.
There has to be a better way. So I went through all that. And then, I don't know how much detail, but it's just so many little things along the way. But that's the whole thing I want to sum up about that experience. It was very painful. Okay. And then on the end, going through all that, they called me to tell me that it was not successful.
Okay.
So that was like devastating.
Yes, very devastating. So question, so when you're going through the treatment here, how many weeks were you going through this process?
Okay. I remember I started in the summer, I want to say around July. And then, because I wanted to start immediately. They said I had a year to use the treatment. Okay. And I wanted to start immediately. And then I think it was only a matter of I want to say a month or.
Okay. So like a cycle, your cycle.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. So you got the call. Did they call you and tell you that it didn't work, or you called them? How was that?
Yes, they called me because they got the results of some testing that they did with me. I don't remember, but the bottom line is they called me. They said it didn't work. Right, Zane?
I love it.
Yeah, she's here. Yeah. So they said it didn't work, and then they said, okay, you could talk to the doctor if you want. Yes. They said you can set up a time to talk to the doctor about your results.
Okay.
And I spoke to him, and he said, well, Mrs. Jordan, you should have tested your eggs. I mean, you're 41 years old.
Right.
You should have tested your eggs because even younger people test their eggs. That would have been an additional $6,000. I said, doctor, I don't have that kind of money. I barely was able to do the treatment.
Wow.
How am I going to get my eggs tested too?
Right.
Yeah. So Mel, so then I left there and I said, I'm not giving up. Yeah. I'm not, when I got off the phone, I'm not going to give up. There must be something else that I haven't tried.
Right.
And I did get to doing some more research, and I got to find out that a lot of people do acupuncture that do IVF, and they said it helped them with their,
seeing their hormones.
Their hormones, yes, it regulates the hormones and all that. So I said, let me try that. I didn't try that, so let me try that. So then I did the acupuncture for about 6 months, Mel.
Okay.
And I was saying around 4 months, I didn't see anything happening. I was kind of getting a little discouraged.
Yes.
So I went to the acupuncturist. He was really nice. I mean, when he did it, I mean, it was like pain-free. I literally didn't feel anything. I used to fall asleep on the table. It was a very relaxing practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a massage. And so I went to him and said, David, I said, I don't see any progress with this. I mean, do you think this is going to really work?
Yes.
Like, well, you win some, you lose some.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of getting my energy, and he felt like my energy was negative.
Okay.
So he was reciprocating what he felt my energy was. And so, you know, I still say, you know, I'm not going to give up. What am I getting discouraged about?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
What am I discouraged about? Let me just keep this. What do I have to lose? I mean, it was only $30 a session. It was like group acupuncture. It was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And it was very fun going there. So, yeah, I had a call coming in, but I just closed it out. Okay. So then, Mel, I think I tried to do some herbs, some Chinese herbs. I said, oh, they have some. I haven't tried that. Let me try that. And then what happened? I think I was about, okay, this is the main thing. So then there was a Sunday. I will never forget.
Yes.
I went to church, and I came home after church, and I said, let me do some research on YouTube. I was looking at my phone, and I saw this lady talking about vaginal steaming.
Okay.
And that this was the
moment.
Huh?
This is the revelation. This is the moment.
This is the revelation.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
So, yeah, she was talking about vaginal. It was a podcast, so you couldn't see her. You could just see her picture, and she's talking. An older lady. She's like in her, I want to say 60s or 70s.
Okay. Okay.
Very old Italian lady.
Yes.
And so she's talking about vaginal steaming, and she was saying that she lives in Belize, and that's where I was born.
Yes.
I'm like, light bulb, ding, ding, ding.
Yes,
ding.
yes, the connection. There's a connection. There's a connection.
That's the connection.
Yes.
And then she was saying how it was like the first form of fertility treatment.
Okay.
Like olden times, you know. And I was like, wow, this sounds really interesting. And she said how she came down there to observe the midwife. She saw some midwife that saved a woman. A woman had a high fever, high temperature, and she just went and got some roses or something and made some tea, and the fever just went away right away.
Yes.
And so I was so fascinated about the whole thing with the herbs.
Yes.
You know, I said, wow, there's something with these herbs. And she says, all you need to do is just for fertility, just get some basic kitchen herbs like oregano, thyme, rosemary, these kind of basic herbs. And I said, oh, I can get that. That's right down the street at Ralph's. Yes. I can get that. So I went to Ralph's. I got, you know, they don't really have the best. It's not like a high-end, you know, supermarket, but I said, let me go there and let me see what they have. They do carry organic stuff, but to me, it's not like the most potent stuff. Okay. But anyway, got the organic ones, and I came back home. I followed the instructions, what she was saying about how to boil the water, and you put, you know, then you put the herbs in, and then, you know, you let it steep for 10 minutes, and then you just go in the, you know, somewhere, whatever way you want to do it. I chose to do it in the bathroom. Okay. I just put my pot, I put it under the toilet lid of the seat, and I just sat over it. I mean, I almost burned myself. I mean, at that time, I didn't really know how to do it the correct way as I know how to do it now. Yes. But I said, you know, hey, what do I have to lose? Right. And I kid you not, Mel, the next month, we were in Hawaii on vacation for my daughter's 9th birthday. Yes. And I tested positive. I tested positive.
So, question. All right. So when you did the herbs, was the herbs dried herbs or were there fresh herbs?
Fresh herbs. I wanted the best possible herbs. And I also went to Walgreens and I got essential oils. They said to use the essential oils also, but I found out later on that you should not use essential oils. It burns your tissues and things like that.
Okay, okay.
I don't mention that.
Okay, okay. So you use the fresh herbs. So is it okay? Because I've noticed, now that I've seen that some of the herbs are dry. What is the difference between the fresh herbs and using dry herbs for the steam?
Okay, the difference is that you have to use more of it. It basically works the same.
Okay.
But because the potency is lower with the dry ones, they recommend that you use twice as much.
Use twice as much. Okay. Okay.
Right.
All right. So this is the thing. So you only did one steam.
One steam.
You did one vaginal steam.
And I found, go ahead, Mel.
The next month you were pregnant. And so by this time you said you started this journey when you were 38. And so by this time you were how old when you found out you were pregnant with your second child?
I think I was 40, I want to say 42, because I was 43 when I gave birth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Our trip was in May, just this month, but just like this month. We were in May. And so I had, like I said, I was going to have a birthday in October.
Yeah.
So I believe I was at 40, around that age.
This is the moment where your doctor, and your doctor was telling you, you're old, you know, you're going to have to be invasive and all that type of stuff. You did one cycle, one treatment of steam.
One treatment, yeah.
And the next month you were pregnant.
Yep,
Wow.
no lie.
Wow.
No lie. I've heard that people I'm putting together a Zoom presentation for the steaming. And I was just trying to pull articles of people that have conceived from the steaming. And I was reading that this one person, she was way younger than me, 30. She had PCOS and she did 6 sessions of the steam.
Okay.
But I want to say, Mel, it could have been a combination of, I want to say, it helps to do the acupuncture.
Yes.
It helps do all of that. But I really feel like this steam had really cleaned out my uterine walls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the steam does.
Okay. So the steam cleans out your uterine walls. And so when you are doing the steam, how long should you be on the steam for?
Okay. It's recommended you do it anywhere from 10 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
In my last thing that I did, some people said, well, I talked about that and I said, well, it's going to be a thing where you're going to want to do it for 40 minutes or more. It's going to be, it's something that people describe as addictive. It's something you're going to want to do. It's not going to be like, oh, look in my watch. Okay. You're going to want to do it, and it's not going to be like something you just want to just hurry up and get it over with.
Okay, so what are the benefits of doing the steam, other than fertility? Because there might be someone watching, so you're like, well, I'm not trying to get pregnant, whatever the case. Right. But I do want to keep my vajayjay, my vagina. I want to keep it right. I want to keep it tight. So what are the benefits of doing the steam outside of fertility? Okay,
there's a lot of benefits. I want to start off saying that there's over 30 benefits.
30
but
benefits.
What it does, it regulates your cycle.
Okay.
Because right now I'm down to like 4 days.
Yes.
It makes your cycle pain-free or very little pain. It makes your flow very light. Mm-hmm. Those are just the minor things. And then people who suffer, like I said, from PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids. I'm not going to say it cures everyone. Right. Some people will probably have to do surgery. Yes. But it has helped a lot of people. Wow. And I've seen the testimonials on Instagram. I've seen the testimonials because I'm trying to gather. And other sources too. I'm trying to just gather because that's the first thing people want to say. Well, what's your proof? Right. You have to show people proof that it works. Right. My baby is my proof for my thing. So
I think that is a big proof right there. That is a big proof because you started when you're 38. Now you are 42. You found out that you're pregnant with your second child, and now because you did one cycle, which you said, which I do agree with you. I think it's a combination of the acupuncture. Because when I was on my journey and I did IVF, and I also included the acupuncture, and it really made a difference as far as my hormones, because when I was on just the medication and the shots, I was really, really crazy. I mean, my husband was like, oh my gosh, this is not normal. I'm like, it's you. I was crazy. I was absolutely crazy. But when I did the acupuncture as part of my treatment, I mean, I was like, oh my goodness. He even said to me, he was just like, if I know that the acupuncture was going to be that beneficial, I would have let you do it a long time ago. But I didn't know. I didn't know. It did make a difference in this hormonally, because a lot of times, especially for me, it was unexplained with infertility. And one of the things that, especially in the Western world, is that they have all these regimens, but as far as identify your hormones, is not something that is tested enough, especially when it relates to unexplained infertility. So I like that you're saying that, listen, I did some natural things and I did some non-natural things, and my natural things gave me a result after going through a whole series. And even though they told you, according to the Western world, that you were old, plain and simple, you're old lady, you shouldn't have any kids, and whatever the case may be, but yet and still, you had the mindset, and that's what I want people to know too, you had the mindset as well, despite of all the negativity and the disappointments and what have you, decided that, you know what, no, there must be something else. And that's another part too, is that you need to have the mindset too, that despite all the negativity or the distance that may happen, you don't give up on your desire, and you did not. And so now you are blessed with your daughter, how old is she now?
She's 16 months.
Wow. What a blessing. What blessing. Nathalie, I'm so just so happy and excited. So I want you to share your website, where they can find you, anybody interested in doing the vaginal steaming, and just kind of share where they can go to find your information. And I'm also going to include her information in the description as well, so you can connect with her, get a consultation, and see how you all can be a good fit. Because listen, I'm going to let her tell her. I'm going to just say she's going to say her website. Go ahead, you tell her. What's your website?
Yeah, my website is blessedfertilitycoaching.com.
Okay.
My phone number is 424-772-2565. And right now I'm doing virtual consultations. I'm also doing, Zoom classes just to educate people, because a lot of people just need to be educated first. So I get that, I didn't know anything about it. So I'm doing that as well. And, I'm just very excited to share this.
Yes. I'm glad that, and guys, listen, this is her mission. This is her passion. So you are getting an authentic woman of God, more than importantly, authentic woman of God that has a desire to see other women get that desire filled of being a mom, if that's the plan that God has for you, or just being a better version of yourself, because your beauty starts from the inside out. And this is a gift. Your vagina is a gift. It's a gift, and you want to maintain that balance, and all the other things that it has. So if you're having issues with your menstruation, she shared about that. If you're having issues with your infertility, or you're having a hormonal imbalance, whatever, this is a great way to help all of those things out. And then connect with her as well. You will find her on Instagram. What is your Instagram connection?
It's called Fertility Coach Nathalie.
Okay, Fertility Coach Nathalie. So you can also connect with her on Instagram if you're on Instagram, and just reach out and see what she has, because she has some great things. And most of all, she has your heart, she has your mind, your soul, and spirit as well. So Nathalie, I just want to tell you, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll try and do another little bit more detailed as far as the process is concerned. But I want you to all to reach out to this sister, because she has it going on. She has it going on. She's going to help you up with JJ to get right and straight. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nathalie, thank you so much for joining and sharing with us. And I can't wait to connect with you again. So my fabulous people, thank you for joining us, Coach Mel, and my beautiful sister, Nathalie Jordan. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe. click the bell button so you know when I upload videos. And if you are doing something, if you're doing a seam, leave a comment and share any other insight that you may have. And make sure you connect with Nathalie. And as I always say, remember to pray, plan, and believe, because God is still in the business of doing miracles. Make it a great day. Bye, my fabulous people.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.